That sets them apart is the opening pathways to international possibilities. So let's see what he has to say. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad to see quite a few of you here. Congratulations for sitting into this presentation. I'm sure it will be worth your while, I promise you. And you know, you are very fortunate to be able to get this information at a time such as this. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm Reinhardt Stanley, as you've heard. I am the program lead for hospitality and business management at our college. So I'll be playing a few short videos for you because I'm sure, you know, I don't want to bore you with my voice. I don't like it that much myself, but we need to use it, don't we? So I'll play you a few videos as we go along. It's all part of the presentation and to help you understand better of what we are doing in Windhoek and what we are intending to do in Namibia and across Africa in due time. So without further ado, I would like to start, and I'm going to show you a little video. Please have a look. Right. So, can you be brutally honest with me? Some of you thought that video was a bit too long. Excellent. Thank you for your honesty. And so I did it intentionally because that video was just about 3 minutes long. And this is much more than what we have in the hospitality industry to make an impact, to impress people. And so you see, we're not in the business of making beds and serving food and serving drinks and making food. Yes, that is a core part of our business. But really the business is making people happy, right? And delivering on people's expectations. That is really the business that we are into. And so 3 minutes is a long time. Whom of you want to become chefs in this industry? Only 3, 4? Wow, okay. Who wants to join management? 1 or 2, and the rest of you, you just visited. No. So you might know that this industry is not just about, managing hotels or becoming chefs or being a professional butler or what name you. There's a lot of other areas in the industry that you can join. For example, sales and marketing, human resources, right? Industrial relations, IT. So there's a lot of areas, finance, there's a lot of areas in this industry that you could join. And many people think that it's only about serving food and beverages and creating these fantastic memories for people, which is why we do it, by the way. But it's not just about that. So I want to tell you a little bit about our school and what we do. So we are, next. To mine.
To mine. To the stuff. There you go. Try again. Is this now another video?
No. That's the same one. If we could just skip to the next. Yeah. On the side there, that's there. There we go. Thank you. All right, so we are Windhoek Hospitality and Culinary College, as you can see here on this banner. Now, the school was established in 2019 under the United Africa Group. And the United Africa Group, if maybe for those of you who don't know the group, specialized mostly in property management, owns a lot of properties around Namibia, but also owns the Hilton as well as the Protea by Marriott hotels. So this is where the idea came about, that we're constantly looking for professional staff in our hotel properties. So why don't we train our own staff in Namibia? But not just train our own staff, but do it at an international level, all right? And so we went into partnership with BHMS, which is a BHMS, which is the Business Hotel and Management School in Switzerland, and they are one of the leading hotel and management schools in the world currently. BHMS is also a member of the Benedict Group, and the Benedict Group is Switzerland's oldest and largest higher educational institutions, and they have affiliation with a lot of international universities in the United States, in the United Kingdom, as well as in Europe. It is because of this partnership that we are able to offer international accredited courses at our institution. Right. So what does that mean? Internationally accredited courses means that if you finish your qualification with us and you wish to continue studies in Europe or wherever in the world, you will not have to go through a painful process. Trust me, I've had to go through it, of getting your qualification re-evaluated by the authority on the other side. So if you were to graduate at any university in Africa now, if they are not internationally accredited, you will have to first, with your application, apply for accreditation of your qualification, which means they're going to have to say, yes, this is up to our standards, you may now join us. When you graduate with us, you already have that accreditation, which means you can step into any international university and they will know the standard at which we teach due to the BHMS partnership. So we're currently offering up to a level 5 diploma course, both in business and hospitality management, as well as culinary arts. Culinary arts meaning kitchen, if you want to become a chef. If not, if you wish to join management and you wish to specialize in management, you do the diploma in business management and hospitality. So here comes a little bit about this career path I was talking about. In future, Namibia will be offering the bachelor's program, but we're starting off with the diploma programs only. However, we have sister schools in Kenya, Mauritius, as well as Egypt, where you can now then go further and do your bachelor's degree, all right? Once you are done there, because our Swiss partner, they are very proud of what they are doing. And for them to ensure that the international standards are kept, they actually want people to go and do, and currently only can do the MBA, Masters of Business Administration, the master's degrees in hospitality, and also PhD degrees and also in culinary arts. This you'll have to go to Lucerne, Switzerland, and complete it there. However, what I'm saying here is once you've finished with us, you automatically get into those universities, either elsewhere in Africa or in Switzerland. So once you're done with the diploma here with us, you can actually already go to Switzerland if you wish to complete your bachelor's and then go on to your master's program. All right. This obviously has some cost implications, but you know, where do you cut costs when it comes to your education? I think your parents, as parents, we know that we try not to cut costs, but there are avenues of getting financial assistance. Switzerland also is now giving some bursaries to, especially to the African universities, for students that are really doing very well, both academically as well as practically, right? So that is what is different from us, or that sets us apart against any other program currently offered in Namibia, at least, is this international accreditation that you immediately, it opens doors for you to the world, so to speak, all right? So our students currently have been with us, or the current batch that started in February, they were with us for about 10 weeks. And we recently, just last week, had a little function, which I want to tell you, before you watch it, it's not as long as the other one. They organized it themselves with the guidance of us from the lecturer side. They had to do the planning. They had to do the ticket design. They had to do the invites. They had to sell the tickets. And this is what they did. Thank you. I think it was cut short by my marketing lady, but I asked her, I promise you that's not my music choice, but I thought you guys might enjoy it. So, as you can see, after 10 weeks, some of those guys have never, ever had any experience in this industry. But because of the way that this course is designed, and I'll show you now, moving on to our mission and vision, how we fit into the Swiss philosophy in terms of hospitality. So the vision is that we want to be a leading educator and brand in professional hospitality as well as culinary arts in Southern Africa and obviously internationally. And the mission, and this is very important, is to educate leaders and entrepreneurs in the hospitality and culinary industry. And very importantly, by blending quality education, on-job training, personalized professional development, as well as the Swiss spirit of service. So what is the Swiss spirit of service? I think most of us would know, and if you do not, the Swiss is very well known for actually changing hospitality, because they have brought a certain innovative method to traditional hospitality, but also not forgetting that this is a business that we run. And so when we teach, we cannot just simply stop at providing students with skills, the necessary skills, but we go further in providing you with the necessary business acumen, meaning knowledge, to actually be able to run a business. The reality is that there is not enough employment for all of you. And I'm not trying to get you to lose hope. I'm saying a program such as this one is where we teach you that some of us will have to provide that those jobs. Some of us will have to open businesses, all right? We cannot all go and work for a company. There's not enough jobs in the world currently. Those are statistics, not mine, but research statistics. And so a program such as this focuses on how can we get you able, not just to be employable, to make you a good employee, but also to be able to actually start your own business. Who wants to start their own business? Quite a few of us, isn't it? Yes, it's hard work, it's not easy, and it's a lot more sleepless nights, but I promise you it's also much more fulfilling in terms of living out your own passion and dreams in this industry. Now, what are our values? Our values are based on 5 key pillars, right? And those ones are professionalism, passion, and that is the greatest thing here. And I think every hospitality professional will tell you, if you do not have the passion, guys, don't waste your time in trying to get into this industry. It is hard work, and if you do not have the passion, it might not be as fulfilling to you. However, if you do have the passion to work with people, if you do have the passion to see people happy, if you do have the passion, we actually have a license to throw people, you know that. That's what we have. We have a license to throw people, to make people's daily lives extraordinary. Yes, sir, you wanted to ask a question.
To throw them means.
Not throw them, throw them. So throw them. So which means I could say to you, hello, how are you? How do you feel? Okay, so I could say, hi, how are you? Can you see? There's a difference in what we do. And this is that license that we have to change people's lives daily, all right? And so this is what hospitality offers, guys. So that passion you need to have. Experiential learning, meaning what we do is we do theory in class, and then immediately we go into practical. So whatever you've learned in class, you need to be able to put into practice. And that is the way that you learn best, all right? It's like driving a car. Who's got his license yet? A few of you, okay, good. And you're not just saying it to impress girls, eh? All right. So you can study all you want to get your license, and you might even pass when it comes to the learners. But when it comes to actually driving, you need to physically get behind the wheel, don't you? And that is how it works in hospitality as well. You need to, and this is how the Swiss sort of concept also works, is that you don't really learn it unless you do it in practice, okay? And then we look at personal development. This is very key. Personal development is, in fact, we have a course called Personal Development and Communications, which I also teach. And this is where we try and develop your personal skills. Firstly, you do a personality test to see who you are, what do you like, what makes you tick, why do you behave in certain ways, okay? Why do you get angry at certain things? Why do you, why do some things make you comfortable or happy? This is due to your personality type. And so we first analyze you as a student, right, in this course. Then we go further and see where we can enhance whatever deficiencies or whatever you want to improve about yourself. Maybe you have a lack of confidence in certain ways, and you want to, and we work with you to develop those skills, all right? But also, we look at things that we found have been neglected, such as just a simple thing like sending a professional email. How do you address people, all right? Because, especially with you guys, you have this WhatsApp language that I don't understand, okay? And sometimes we find when sending emails, people also use abbreviations like that. And this is a huge problem, guys, all right? So we look at how do we address those issues, professional communication. When you speak to people, how do you speak? How do you address them, okay? Do you use the title? When should you use the title? Or can I use the name? When is it permissible to use the name? We also look at writing professional reports. And then very importantly, one of the key things we look at is developing a professional curriculum vitae, CV, because that piece of paper is extremely important. And you might think that it's, I remember when I was in school, we only got to do it at grade 12. And sometimes we go with that grade 12 CV, we wanna change the world, and we find ourselves 15 years after, I see some people still using that grade 12 CV, and they've just added on some things, But your CV, guys, is really a personal brand statement, because you are a brand. What's your name? Leandra, sorry. Leandra, you are a brand, all right? Because what is a brand? A brand is what will all of us say when you are not in the room, okay? That's your brand statement. And it's important that we develop this brand statement, right? And your CV is part of your brand statement. And then that CV might get you to an interview. But we need to now look at how do we behave in a professional interview? How do I prepare for it? What things am I going to say? Okay, what is my body language? So all of these things, guys, we look at during personal development. And then obviously quality, which speaks for itself. Quality, the hospitality industry is built on quality, right? So that is very important. So those are our 5 pillars. Any questions on those? Good. Thank you. Right. Then, why are we doing this? What is our goal? To deliver quality hospitality and culinary education to students from all walks of life. Now, all walks of life, what is currently happening, and as from next year, this is very exciting for you to know. We will also be getting in students from Asia as well as India. Those markets are very keen on coming to Africa. The reason being is, and we might even get some European students also, by the way. The reason being is that it's slightly cheaper to study in Africa. Same standard of qualification than to start, straight away studying in Switzerland. So this is really becoming a very global institution. And so that is where all walks of life come in. So when we deal with a different or lots of diversity, people from other countries, people from other cultures, it is very enriching to our own growth, right? Because we learn so much more. And so that is very beneficial. Equip students with skills and knowledge which allows them to be instrumental in their careers. And very importantly, we researched on this, and this is what we came up with, looking at the market, not only Namibian, but also the African market, is to bridge that gap between theory and actual industry hospitality practices. We found too many institutions focus too much on theory, and we've seen this because I myself have operated in the hospitality industry for over 20 years, and you get these students in and they have theoretical knowledge, but practically they're just not there yet. I cannot, unfortunately, employ some of those students, right? And this is the gap that we are bridging here to ensure that we develop well-rounded graduates, so that when you finish with us or any of the sister universities or in Switzerland, you are straight away ready to be employed. I don't need to bring you on as a trainee manager. I can actually appoint you as the manager, right? And to uplift the hospitality and culinary services in Namibia, of course. That is definitely what we need to do. We need to plow back into our own country. All right. And so I wanna. The next one is a video that's also very close to what we are doing, because a lot of what will be said, what you will hear here, is what we actually also agree on in terms of what this industry is all about and what it offers, and also what we aim to deliver in terms of our teaching efforts.
I think that people who think that hospitality is just for restaurants are completely missing the boat. I think hospitality is probably the single most powerful business strategy that doesn't get taught nearly enough in business school. What we've learned in our business is to understand that service and hospitality are completely different topics. Hospitality is a dialogue. If you feel like I'm on your side, hospitality is present. If you think I did something for you, hospitality is present. If you think I'm customizing an experience for you, hospitality is present. We believe that the way you make people feel is what they remember more than anything. If you're going to provide the most powerful, sustainably lasting hospitality experience, believe it or not, we've learned you have to put your customer second. And that's not something I was ever taught growing up. I was always taught customer's always first, the customer's always right. What we've learned is the best way to make the most customers happy is to make sure that the people who come to work in your organization are having a great experience coming to work. I think customers are expert at reading, is your staff focused on their work and are they having fun with each other? And if those two things are present, I can almost guarantee you a great customer experience. What we've been able to do in terms of hiring employees is to hire people 49% for their technical skills. You can be the best cook in the world, the best sommelier in the world, and we don't want you on this team unless you have the 51% emotional skills that lead to somebody who's got what we call a high hospitality quotient, a high HQ. And the 51% skills generally add up to somebody whose greatest pleasure in the world, having nothing to do with how good they are at their job, but whose natural wiring says it matters to me to make people feel better. And we've been able to identify what those 6 emotional skills are that are always present in somebody who's a 51%. Kindness, optimism, work ethic, curious intelligence, empathy, self-awareness, and integrity. We have an expression around here which is always be collecting dots so you can always be connecting dots. There's absolutely no excuse not to know who you're talking to and not to know what's important to that person. And in order to do that, I've got to be collecting dots. We have search engines, we have databases, we have all kinds of opportunities to know who's here, who are they dining with, when did they last eat here, what did they order, what were we talking about, and we keep notes on all of that stuff. And then we put those connections to use for people that make them feel that this is a customized experience just for them. Gramercy Tavern is 21 years old and remains New York's #1 favorite restaurant in the Zagat survey. We're really proud of that. I think that when someone says that you are their favorite version of anything, they're paying you the absolute highest compliment they can pay you. No one said Gramercy Tavern is the best restaurant. No one said Lexus is the best car. We'd like to think we are, and you'd like to think you are. But if somebody says, this is my favorite, that's inarguable. Nobody can say, no, it's not your favorite. And if I said Lexus is my favorite car, it wouldn't be my favorite if it also didn't provide an emotional connection that made me feel awesome. We have competitors out there who actually have higher food scores than we have. And we have a higher favorite rating. We have competitors who have even a higher service score. You know, their waiters wear tuxedos and they do a beautiful job of saucing the fish next to your table, etc. And we have a higher favorite score. So this is not an excuse not to constantly work on our performance, but I think the sum of our performance plus the hospitality experience leads people to say, there's just nowhere I'd rather do business. We're in a day and age with the internet where every good new idea we have, if it's truly a good idea, gets copied. And the shelf life of innovation is, you know, it's probably about 5 seconds today. Nobody can take out their smartphone and take a picture of an act of hospitality. They can't take a picture of how you made my heart feel. And so, yes, we're going to keep innovating. Yes, we're going to keep performing at our maximum capacity, but we're going to go to town on the stuff that you cannot copy from us. I tell our team here all the time, you think you're in the restaurant business? Forget about it. This is just a box. It's a hospitality box. That's the advice I would give any business, is put it out of your mind that you're selling a car. You're selling happiness and you're selling emotional comfort. And if you can understand who I am and what my sign says when I walk in, where else am I going to go?
Right. And so I just want to quickly go through our program with you. But before I do that, maybe I should just give you a bit of reassurance regarding the industry, because I think COVID has left us in a place where we are all very uncertain about what's happening next in the world. So we have seen that the industry numbers are starting to return, okay? So tourists are traveling back to Namibia as well as all over Africa. What is happening is that there has been a huge growth. We've never had so much inquiries, quotations going out globally of people trying to get onto holidays, all right? So it is almost as if a new sort of hunger has been created and people have this new boost of, you know, maybe life is too short, I'm going to live and I'm going to travel. And so we will be seeing industry exploding. That I can promise you if I look at the indicators of research going along. Okay, so the diploma business and hospitality management, I'm not going to go into too much detail because you are more than welcome to contact us if you're interested in our program. But just more or less, these are some of the courses that we offer. And it's really exciting because we've just recently, after consultation with the NQA, as well as Switzerland, we've slightly amended our curriculum. So some courses have been combined and some of the names have changed, but this is the new one that is that we are now going into. So we do semester 1 is about 20 weeks. And we start off with subjects such as Introduction to Hospitality and Tourism, PDC, as I've spoken about that subject, Food and Beverage Service and Dining Operations, Beverage Studies, very interesting there. We're not teaching you to become winemakers or spirit producers, but you will know how wine is made, how a whiskey is made, what are the differences between whiskeys, brandies, why do we serve things in a certain way? So we go into that detail there. Academic writing skills, a bit of front office management is in there. So it's very crucial to your growth. And then a foreign language, and we give an option of German or French, because that is very key, obviously, in the industry. Contemporary food and beverage, very interesting, because here we look at what's relevant on the market. Hospitality has changed because of COVID. Things have drastically changed in terms of how we offer products, in terms of new technology that is being used globally now. So that is extremely interesting. Kitchen operations, this is important for a management student because you need to understand the kitchen. Consumer marketing, what happens in consumers' minds? Why are they interested in your product? Because, Strand Hotel and, Slowtown, or name any restaurant, any food and beverage outlet, they offer more or less the same products, don't they? They offer food, they offer beverage and service. So what makes you go to a certain one instead of the other one? These are things we analyze. So it's a little bit of psychology looking into, consumer market and their minds and why people think like that. Organizational behavior, critically important. It's a bit of human resources and how organizations look and, why we do certain things in organizations. We look at cultures, cultural diversity, things like that. Academic writing skills, again there. Restaurant revenue management, very important. And then service quality management. And then you do a foreign language communications too. So it's just another level up of the foreign language. At this one here, the second one, it's not, you need to do the same one because it's a foreign language too, sorry. That one there. So it's a foreign language too. So you cannot start with French and then you want to do German here. So you need to decide early on, I want to do German or I want to do French. Always advisable to do something that do a language that you don't know. Then we look at the culinary arts diploma. This one is quite specialized, guys. So this is for people really looking at becoming chefs. All right. So these are some of the subjects that we do there. Obviously, introduction to the industry, food preparation techniques. We look at bakery and breads, very important because there's not enough pâtissiers or people that know how to bake in this industry. Food safety, essentials of culinary, and then obviously also a foreign language. We continue there with European cuisines, very exciting. This is where we look at global practices and we look at cuisines other than what's happening in Africa, so that you are familiar. This sets you up also to work in a kitchen anywhere in the world, because it familiarizes you with cultures, with their types of foods, and so on and so forth. Cakes and creams, this is more decorative stuff. So those people who want to go into the more specialized field, maybe you want to open your own cake business and decorate wedding cakes and sell those. That's the type of thing you learn there. Garde-manger is cold kitchen. So even salads is a work of art, guys. All right. So this is cold kitchen, cold prep, how you can do things there. Nutrition, very important. What does a diabetic have to eat? You know, the different. There's so many different diets these days, and you don't know who's eating what. People even make up their own names, I think, sometimes. But this is where we look at that. And then academic writing and a foreign language too, all right? So roughly, once you are done with that, the theoretical part, you do about 800 hours internship for the management diploma. And then for the culinary, you do about 960 hours. So that's time in industry that you will spend, right? So this is critical. Please remember that whilst you are doing the theory, it's not just strictly theory. It's if you would. I just want to show you something. For example, if you look at food preparation techniques over there, or you look at baking and pastry, you see in brackets, I've got practical there. So those are very practical courses. So it's not sitting in a class and, you know, with a lecturer in front. This is inside the kitchen itself. So the culinary courses, especially, they are very practical. So when you come to these 960 hours, we're sending you out into industry. But it doesn't mean you've never touched a knife or you haven't worked in the kitchen, all right? You have spent your whole course in the kitchen, all right? So this is now just practically in the internship, so you get the feel of the real world out there. And then the total program is about 1 year and 6 months for a diploma, internationally accredited. Education has been compacted a lot. You know, I'm sure your teachers will tell you about that. So we used to do a diploma in 3 years. I remember the first diploma I had to do was 3 years. And now, I think now it's 2 years for most establishment. In Europe, it's 1.5 years generally. Okay, so it's quite intense. So what are the internship possibilities? Because after this, you could enjoy placement to work, right? So the benefits, another benefit that we have is because United Africa also owns hotels. So we pledge that we will provide our students or they will be preference to get employment, right? It just makes sense. Why would we be looking elsewhere if we have qualified people for the industry, right? So your chances of getting a job right after this program is obviously much better than anywhere else in the market. However, and this is what we encourage, we would like you to continue with the program because education is important. If you have the opportunity, go as far, qualify yourself. And the reason why I'm saying it so is maybe just for your interest sake, a lot of hotels have retrenched when COVID hit us. What does that mean? Means we had to lessen our staff complement because we couldn't afford so many people. So if you, for example, the Hilton in Windhoek had about 276 employees before COVID. Currently, Hilton is operating with about 73 employees. And they are only now starting to recruit again. So what happens when a company downscales like that? Where do I start? because I like Leandra, I'm gonna keep her. No, we don't think emotionally like that in the workplace, right? We need to think what's best for the business. So I will take this young man here who asked me, what is it to throw? What's your name? Ian. Ian seems like a very forthcoming gentleman. And so he might be the guy that started upskilling himself. So Ian decided, well, I'm a bar's manager, but I'm going to help in the restaurant when I have time. I'm going to go to reception when there's a lot of groups checking in. I'm going to help. So he has upskilled himself. He can work in 3 different departments. I'm going to keep him. Can you see? Because he's worth more to me than Leandra. I'm sorry, I've got nothing against it. Leandra probably is maybe a reservations agent, all right? That's all she knows. Can you see what I mean? And so guys, upskill yourself constantly. And continuing with the program is a way of upskilling yourself, all right? So that's what we'd love you to do. And so when it comes to internship, these are the opportunities that we can offer. Within the company in United Africa, obviously we have the Hilton in Namibia. We have the Protea Hotels by Marriott, which are in Windhoek, Walfish Bay, Ludwig's, Ondangwa, and Zambezi. Other than that, outside of the company, these are the opportunities that we currently have. Obviously, being affiliated with Hilton Hotels, we have discussed with them to take in our students. So in South Africa and Botswana, they are definitely on board. But, you know, quite frankly, anywhere in the world would be on board because we are affiliated with Hilton. The only thing is there are cost complications or implications rather, because the school would not pay for your accommodation and traveling. We will facilitate getting you into the hotel, but that would be at your own cost, unless the hotel offers you accommodation, which would be a big thumbs up, all right? I have 2 students at the Victoria Falls Hotel in Zimbabwe, so they are on board. Beautiful hotel, 4-star hotel. And then Switzerland, through our partnership, we can also get internship possibilities there and get you into hotels in Switzerland. And quite frankly, you know, there's a student now who came and she said she wants to go to the US. And we are busy speaking to the Intercontinental in California and trying to get her in there. She's willing to pay for it. So, you know, and for us, it's just about negotiating. You will get in only because you see we offer an internationally accredited qualification. Otherwise, it might be very tricky to organize something like that. Okay, so those are the internship possibilities that we have there. And otherwise, if you should wish to continue your studies, guys, and go to wherever in Africa, you know, Kenya, Mauritius, or Egypt, or maybe you say you want to go to Switzerland, which will be, you know, first prize. What will you find there? And this is the last video, I promise you, that I'm going to play you. This is our mother university in Switzerland, and sorry, I think yes. So this is the mother university in Switzerland. This is BHMS. Over 65 different nationalities go to this campus. At any time, BHMS has about 750 students on campus. All right. So very beautiful campus in the heart of the city. Please have a look at this video. I hope this will entice you, and then we can look at some questions. Thank you very much. That was me. I'm sorry if I was boring you. But yeah, I had to give you all the information. If there are any questions, I can take one or two questions, maybe, if there's anything from you guys. Yes, sir.
What are the courses costing?
Excuse me?
What did the courses cost?
Okay, so what I'll do is, because it's, I'll leave quite a few brochures here with Ms. Ilse. So all our costs, everything is in there. So you're more than welcome to get one there. I've compiled a pack for you guys. And then if there are, if there's anything else that you want to know, please contact us or go onto our website. Right? Yes, thank you so much. That's a very important question. So obviously we do grade 12 with 25 points. The new grade 11, I'm not sure if it relates to you guys, but we also take in with 25 points. However, we do an interview, and also we do an English test, English proficiency test. The subjects that you have, we do not look at. Okay, so your subjects are not so important. It's just 25 points and English proficiency. Good. I thank you so much, and I hope to see some of you joining with us. Thank you very much.
Mr. Stanley, thank you so much for coming to visit us, for sharing the information with us. We are very excited to hear that Namibia is taking a step in upskilling, upgrading our people, and to be able to connect internationally.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.